2 Kings 20. In those days Hezekiah became ill and was at the point of death. The prophet Isaiah son of Amoz went to him and said, "This is what the Lord says. Put your house in order, because you are going to die, and you will not recover." Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and prayed to the Lord. "Remember, Lord, how have I walked before you faithfully and with wholehearted devotion, and have done what is good in your eyes." And Hezekiah wept bitterly. Before Isaiah had left the middle court, the word of the Lord came to him. "Go back and tell Hezekiah, the ruler of my people, this is what the Lord, the God of your fathers David says. I have heard your prayer and seen your tears. I will heal you on the third day from now, and you will go up to the temple of the Lord. I will add 15 years to your life, and I will deliver you from this city from the hand of the king of Azariah. I will defend the city for the sake of my servant David." Then Isaiah said, "Prepare a poultice of figs." They did so, and they applied it to the boil, and he recovered. Hezekiah had asked Isaiah, "What will be the sign that the Lord will heal me, and that I will go up from the temple of the Lord?" "On the third day from now," Isaiah answered. "This is what the Lord's sign to you, that the Lord will do what he has promised. Shall the shadow go forward 10 steps, or shall it go back 10 steps? "It is a simple matter for the shadow to go forward 10 steps, said Hezekiah. "Rather have it back 10 steps. Then the prophet Isaiah called unto the Lord, and the Lord made the shadow go back the 10 steps it had gone on the stairway of Ahaz. In voice from Babylon. At the time, Marduk-Baladan, son of Baladan, king of Balaam, sent Hezekiah letters and a gift, because he had heard of Hezekiah's illness. Hezekiah received the envoys and showed them all that was in the storehouses, the silver, the gold, the spices, and the fine olive oil, his armory, and everything found among his treasures. There was nothing in his palace or in the kingdom that Hezekiah did not show them. Then Isaiah the prophet went to the king Hezekiah and asked, "What did those men say, and where did they come from?" "From a distant land," Hezekiah replied. "They came from Babylon." The prophet asked, "What did they see in your palace?" "They saw everything in my palace," Hezekiah said. "There is nothing among my treasures that I did not show them." Then Isaiah said to Hezekiah, "Hear the word of the Lord. The time will surely come when everything in your palace and all that your predecessors have stored up until the day will be carried off to Babylon. Nothing will be left, says the Lord, and some of your descendants, your own flesh and blood, who will be born to you, and will be taken away, and they will become eunuchs in the palace of king of Babylon." "The word of the Lord you have spoken is good," Hezekiah replied, for he thought, "Will there not be peace and security in my lifetime?" As for the other events of Hezekiah's reign, all of his achievements, and how he had made the pool and tunnel by which he brought water into the city, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Judah? Hezekiah rested with his ancestors, and Manasseh his son succeeded him as king. 2 Kings 21. Manasseh was 12 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 55 years. His mother's name was Hephzibah. He did evil in the eyes of the Lord, following the detestable practices of the nations of the Lord had driven out before the Israelites. He rebuilt the high places and his father Hezekiah had destroyed. He also erected altars to the Baal and made an Asherah pole, and Asa king of Israel had done. He bowed down to all the starry hosts and worshipped them. He built altars in the temple of the Lord, which the Lord had said, "In Jerusalem I will put my name in the 2 courts of the temple of the Lord." He built altars to all the starry hosts, and he sacrificed his own son in the fire, practiced divination, saw omens, and consulted mediums and spiritists. He did much evil in the eyes of the Lord, arousing his anger. He took the carved Asherah pole he had made and put it in the temple, of which the Lord had said to David and his son Solomon, in the temple in Jerusalem, which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel. I will put my name forever, and I will not again make the feet of the Israelites wander from the land I gave their ancestors. If only they will be careful to do everything I commanded them, and will keep the law that my servant Moses gave them. But the people did not listen, and Manasseh led them astray, so that they did more evil, that the nations of the Lord had destroyed before the Israelites. The Lord said through his servants the prophets, "Manasseh king of Judah has committed these detestable sins. He has done more evil in the eyes than the Amorites who preceded him, has led Judah into sin with his idols. Therefore this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says: I am going to bring such disaster on Jerusalem and Judah, and the ears of everyone who hears of it will tingle. I will stretch out over Jerusalem and the measuring line used against Samaria, and the plumb line against against the house of Ahab. I will wipe out Jerusalem as one wipes a dish, wiping it and turning it upside down, and I will forsake the remnant of inheritance and give them into the hands of the enemies. They will be looted and plundered by all their enemies, and they have done evil in my eyes. And I've aroused my anger from the day their ancestors came out of Egypt unto this day. Moreover, Manasseh also shed so much innocent blood that he filled Jerusalem from end to end. Besides, the sin that he had caused Judah to commit, so that they did evil in the eyes of the Lord, as were the other events of Manasseh, reign in all he did, including that the sin he committed. Are they not written in the book of the annals of the king of Judah? Manasseh rested with his ancestors and was buried in the palace garden, in the garden of Uzzah. And Amon his son succeeded him as king. Amon, king of Judah. Amon was 22 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 2 years. His mother's name was Mesullemeth, daughter of Haruz. She was from Jothbah, and he did evil in the eyes of the Lord, as his father Manasseh had done. He followed completely the ways of his father, worshipping the idols his father had worshipped and bowing down to them. He forsook the Lord and the God of his ancestors, and did not walk in obedience to him. Amon's officials conspired against him and assassinated the king in his palace. Then the people of the land killed all who had plotted against King Amon, and they made Josiah his king in his place. As for the other events of Amon's reign and what he did, are they not written in the book of annals of the king of Judah? He was buried in his tomb in the garden of Uzzah, and Josiah his son succeeded him as king. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.